Do you want to improve at a quicker pace? Check out the GitGud course. Instead of just understanding concepts, you'll learn how to implement them directly into your driving. What makes it effective is the approach and practical drills. Together, we're gonna focus on breaking down those complex concepts into small digestible bits that are simple to understand. Everything from the course was tested and refined during the years in coaching sessions, so what I ended up with was the ones that I saw were the most effective. Let's elevate your racing skills together. Now for the track guide. For starting, if you enjoyed this channel, if you enjoyed the video, give it a like at some point. This will help me a lot with the YouTube algorithm so we can push this content to team racers like you. Going into the track guide itself, for turn 1, what I'm using as a reference for braking is this white line around here after the 100. So I want to brake slightly before it, almost in the middle of these two white lines, this one around here and the next one. But I'm looking more at the one in front, and at this point right here I'm applying the brake. This is a very important, you have to apex late, and if you're gonna brake, I would say this is not a very late braking point, but it's not an early braking point either. So if you're gonna brake exactly what I'm braking right now, the car will be loose in the corner. You will feel that you will fight the car. So what I'm doing while I'm going to the corner, and first of all, you don't want to use this curve on the left side to brake, just make the car unstable. It's very bumpy, so I'm not recommending it. Now going through the corner, after braking hard, you have to turn a bit later and commit later to the corner. You really want to stay very close to this yellow curve. And notice that at this point the car is a bit oversteery. I'm steering almost to the left, even though I'm going right. This is important because if you don't get rotation early enough, you will lose a lot of time in the corner. There are two main things that you should focus on. Firstly is you want to brake hard in and then releasing it quick to make the car more unstable. You will induce some rotation. But the other thing is that you have to imagine that you will go almost kissing the yellow sausage curve in the middle of it, not in the beginning, but in the middle, like this. How close I am right now to the yellow curve. I would add a third thing as well, push the throttle early. At this point I'm already back on throttle. This will make the car a bit more stable because the car is kind of twitchy at this point. Whenever you're gonna push the throttle, you will make the tires grip a bit more and you will regain back that neutral balance of the car. So we are dealing with oversteer on entry, and then we're gonna try to balance and get that neutral balance again with the throttle application at the end. They're super important to be close, and pushing the throttle all the way. You can use this part of the track. You must have your right tires to the white line on the side. Now here again, this is super important, but it's very easy to lose, like 0.0304 here. Want to go again very close to the yellow curve because there's a bit of camber corner. So if you just miss it by half a meter, you will lose 0.03 seconds, and it's free lap time you can gain or lose. So make sure you're getting very close to the curve right here. You will see your delta, you will gain time. Now for this corner here, braking point is this white line. You want to brake straight in a straight line, and you want to brake hard. Super important to brake hard and with the steering wheel straight. The common mistake here for a lot of drivers is to almost turn while braking. It's not a big steering angle that they're doing, so they are turning maybe 3 degrees, 4, 5 degrees to the corner, but it will make your braking less efficient. And you also need a late apex here, so make sure you're braking in a straight line and you're not turning and braking at the same time. Now in terms of the apex point, this has to be very close to the yellow sausage curve and immediately the power down. In first gear is going to give you a lot of torque, especially because right now we're going uphill. So I tried with second gear, but the exit is not as powerful. So make sure you're doing it in first gear, repositioning the car to the middle of the track, and now late apex. So the key word here, having a late apex. What I'm trying right now is to cut this curve as late as I can, you see. This is a quite late point to apex. I'm upshifting to third gear, and I'm doing a lift. This lift was a bit too much. I could get away with less than that. Look at all this space right here. So you want the car to push a bit more, and you want to minimize this lift here on the throttle. Notice that I'm using the fixed setup. So if you're using the fixed setup, you will have the same conditions, right? In terms of the way that you would go on and off throttle. Now going into the low speed corner, this is one of the trickiest corners, and I miss it this lap. What I'm using here as a reference for braking are those cones here on the left side. I want to brake when I'm seeing just one cone, but shortly after I'm passing the second one. Keep in mind that this will be a bit different for you if you have a different point of view, so obviously it will be subjective, but what I'm using and what you can use, you have to find a braking point that you feel that the speed is right, you feel that you can get the rotation, and then find some visual reference around that braking point. So for me, like right now I'm seeing 3 cones. Immediately after I'm going past the second one, I'm applying the brakes. This is my moment I'm going on braking. It was a bit too early of a braking. I could have gotten just a bit more in front, because right now the car feels very slow and I have to drop the brakes aggressively, and I'm losing here on the exit all the time. So I should have been braking just a bit later than that, but nevertheless, braking in a straight line initially and then turning late to the corner very close to the yellow curb, immediately back the throttle. So this is a big mistake in my lap, that I was still trail braking after the corner because I took an early apex because the car was slow on entry. So you see this chain reaction of the car being too slow, making you turn a bit too early, making you push the throttle a bit too early and then understeer on exit. Then this will make the corner a lot more difficult, and if you're not pushing the throttle too early, you will do what I'm doing here, trail braking a bit more because I dropped aggressively to try to get a bit more speed and then the throttle later. So either way, it's the best thing that you can do, and it will make all your corners a lot better if you can nail the entry speed test zone on the corner and also the turning point, but the entry speed especially. Now after this corner you can use all this part of the track and it will be fine. The next one, easy flat, we just have to cut around it like this. For the next corner I want to be all the way here and touch the curb to open up, then barely braking, getting very close to the yellow sausage curb. Now putting the power down just for a brief moment around here and immediately braking. So the reason why I'm still going on throttle here is because I don't have the steering wheel straight. My reference for braking here, the moment that I have the steering wheel at 0 degrees angle. And right now it's something like this. I have like 20 degrees steer lock. So I want to wait, but not necessarily wait. I want to do something until the steering wheel is 0 degrees. So what I'm doing, I'm giving it a blimp of throttle. And now the steering wheel is straight and immediately I'm braking when it's straight. Braking in a straight line, downshifting to second, taking a late apex around here and immediately back on throttle. You should use part of the track. You will gain if you use it, you will lose it. Won't use it because you can open up the corner. And for the next one, this is a bit of a blind corner. A reference for braking will be around the 50 meter board. So around now you can see the 50 meter board. I go a bit more forward, and whenever it starts to disappear in this pillar, now I'm applying the brake. I'm not braking that hard. I want the car to get all the way to the middle, like middle of in between those corners, but all the way to the outside of the track. And in second gear, I'm rotating with the trail brake. Notice that I'm trail braking in lower 1%, 2% right now, 2%, 3% trail braking. So very soft on the brakes, the minimum speed up, apexing around the white curb and immediately back the throttle. Again, using this part will help you a lot. And now for the next corner, this is the corner in which I lose a lot of time. So braking here, I don't have a reference for braking. I'm just looking at the apex and I'm trying to figure out the distance. So this is going to be a tough corner to do it consistently. That's why I missed the attempt as well. So braking hard initially, I'm going to first gear and I'm apexing way too early. And now I will have a wide exit. So I lost here around 1.5 tenths just because I was blink of an eye earlier on throttle. You have to manage it. Definitely use the pace, but not as much as I did here, it's gonna be bad. Now for the next corner, I'm bringing the car all the way to the left side, almost. And again, in terms of braking, I don't have a perfect braking point here. It's done mostly on feel. I just want to brake and turn, soft on the brakes in second gear, and whenever I'm getting close to the curb, I'm going back of throttle. I want the car to touch this part of the curb with the left tires. That's gonna be fine. And for the last corner, turning into the corner, this is gonna be a lift. The smaller you can do this lift, the more time you're gonna gain. So it was not ideal. I think I could have gained like 0.05 more with the more aggressive lift. But in short, that's the track guide. And I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy it. I hope you learned something. If you want to accelerate the progress, you can also check my Steam Racing course in the video description. And looking forward to see you in the next track guide. Bye bye.